Jesus gave us those two great commandments, love God above all things and love your neighbor as yourself. And doing that, he was doing that as a good Jew, because both of those commands come from the Old Testament, from the Jewish traditions. And Jewish people have lived and died for those two great commandments. They've done it before Christ came, when they were persecuted by the pagans. They've done it when they were treated badly by Christians. They did it when 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust. And they did it, we're doing it a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, when 11 people were killed in the synagogue in Pittsburgh. Love God and love your neighbor. It sounds like a kind of simple command, but it's not. Think how complicated it means, what each of us must do to love God and love our neighbor. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which is about 700 pages, there are 100 pages dedicated just to the 10 Commandments. And that's not including other things where they were told or guided in what we should do and not do. That's why we need the church. People say, I don't need the church. I can love God, I can honor my neighbor in my own way. But the trouble is, when we try to think about how to do that in practical ways, in a life situation that we're in, we can trick ourselves. We can fool ourselves into thinking this or that or the other thing. And so we belong to a community that helps us to guide us on our way, helps us to give support, shows us the way that good people live. Yes, I know. We're going through some terrible times in the church today because of the abuse scandals. And please God, someday we'll heal all those people who are hurt that way. But we still need to belong to the church. This past week, we just celebrated All Souls and All Saints. We thought about all those who have gone before us, who served the Lord, who were good people. And among them, those who were named on October 15th, Oscar Romero, the Archbishop of El Salvador, who was murdered because he spoke up for the poor and the oppressed, and Pope Paul VI, who guided us in those years right after the Second Vatican Council, trying to move us in new directions, but at the same time, opening us up to the new wind that was blowing from the Vatican Council. We try also to look at the people around us, the people who can help us, the people who can guide us. We belong to a church because we believe in the sacraments, we believe in the Eucharist, but again, because we believe in the example of so many people around us. So we need the church. We can't walk away. Yes, there may be things wrong in it, but the church, who needs it? I do, you do. Think about it.